the internet was crazy once again because Elon's X.AI apparently have made their Grok beta API completely for free for some users. So I was inclined to test that model. And so this is the video to check whether it was really powerful model or it was just a gimmick that the internet is talking about. So let's go ahead and let's test the model for our app development purpose. Shall we? So now I'm into my desktop and you should go to this URL x.ai/API, and this is where they have announced this beta release of this API, the Grok beta, and they are offering this for free until end of 2024. So that's what they say it here. It offers 128K context length, which is really good for our coding purposes. And as you can see, they have said here that until end of 2024, all users will get $25 free monthly credits, which is really nice. I think $25 should be sufficient to create a good app, really. But that also depends on what is their pricing. So we will quickly look at the pricing of the API. So to use the app, first log in into this X.AI portal using your X or Twitter credential. And once you do that, you would actually come into a dashboard like this. Here you can actually see that they have created the profile for you and you have been added $25 free credit. We can go ahead and generate an API key and start testing the model. But before we do that, let's first quickly check the API models and the cost. So this is the API model that they have released, Grok Beta. It supports text input and text output, so it's not a multimodal, and it supports around 132,000 of context window, which is again really nice for our coding use case. Now the input cost is $5 per million token and $15 for output token, which seems like pretty expensive in my view because this is almost like Cloud Sonnet model, but let's see if the performance is also similar to Cloud Sonnet or not. At the moment, they only support like request per second is 1 and RPM is 60 as part of the free tier, and request per hour is 1200. I hope that should be sufficient for our coding purpose. We'll see quickly now. And the best part is you don't have to add any of your credit card or anything. I can see that I have $25 free credit. So again, like any other previous tutorial, I'm just going to use it for the first time, as you can see, and we will see how that works. Now we will go to the API key section and we will create an API key. We'll just name it Autodev. Now for this tutorial, we are going to use the Autodev or the Bolt.new fork that I have already spoken about in this channel. So click the video on the right top if you want to know more about Autodev. I'm not going to go more details on that. So I'm just going to create the API key. So that's my API key. I'm just going to copy that. The status is still provisioning, so I'll just wait for this to be provisioned completely. And as you can see, the endpoint is also seems like OpenAI endpoint compatible. But the best part is when I open the Bolt.new, the fork version that I have already covered, it supports X.AI out of the box, so we don't need to use an OpenAI compatible endpoint there. We can directly use that, and I'm just going to update the API key. And here I'm going to try and create the same subscription manager app that I have been trying to create with different model you have seen, and we will see how much this X.AI Grok-2 beta can actually create. So I'm just waiting for the API to be completely provisioned. This is provisioned now. As you can see, it's showing ready to use. So we'll go to Bolt and we will just send this command. So it's showing some error is there. I don't know why. So I'm just going to type it again. Something happened on the last one, and I'm not sure what has happened, why it has thrown the error. I'm going to again copy this and update it there. So now I have given the instruction once again, and let's see. I can see it has started creating the code. And let this Bolt.new work with this free model, and at the end I'll also show you how much cost that I have incurred to create the app. So this is the first version of the app. So I'll just click get started. I'll click home, dashboard, that is. So let's set a budget as $500. I don't think it has added all the option to log in to be able. So I have just instructed him to add it like a standard SaaS app. Let's see what it does. So this is the final version now it has created. So it has now added the login and registration button. Frankly speaking, I don't feel like this is anywhere close to how Sonnet would have created. So as you can see, after login, all still the login form is still there. If I click on dashboard, it's now asking me to add the subscriptions. So let's just do entertainment, add like $20. The chart is coming up. That's nice. This is okay, but it's still nowhere close to the way Cloud would have created. Okay, let's set some budget. I don't know if there is no button to add budget. So this is the problem, right? So after I'm adding the budget, I'm coming to dashboard and it's not persisting anything. So I wouldn't really understand why the API is that much expensive. It doesn't look like any close to how the Cloud is on it would have generated the code. So the cost structure, in my opinion, is too much. But what I will do before I drag that conclusion, I will try and create a production like app. So I'm just going to use the same command structure that I have used for the Haiku test. And then I'll just send it and let's see what it does. So I don't see it has started. I'll just say, yeah, I see there's some error and I don't think it's able to see the error. Just continue. Let's see what it does. So there is some error with the modules, the way it has been used. So it seems like it has used some module that it has not installed, as you can see here. But I'm not going to touch anything, to be frank. I would let the AI model work. Maybe I'm just going to copy this. Now it's trying to execute, install a few Node.js component. You can copy this, send that. I think for some reason, I feel like this web container that this Bolt.new uses, it only expect Node.js project, not Next.js project. So what I'm going to do is just download this project. I'm going to just download this project and I'm going to open folder, X.AI project, open, and I'm just going to run dev. I think it's not even working in my local. So running npm run dev doesn't work. So all in all, I don't think X.AI API is as good as its price is, at least with this quick test. But I think what I can do as an additional step, just to see how much cost it has taken. So just to monitor. So I'll just go there, the usage, and I can see it has so far used 40 cents. That's good. I think what I'll do now next is I'll open the VS Code and I'm going to use Cline. Before I use that, I think what I have to do is just do a quick update. I think it's all updated. That's good. So I'm going to open the X.AI folder. I'm going to create a fresh project with Cline. Now to be able to use Cline, I think all I have to do is use X.AI compatible. And here we will use this X.AI PIB1. That's the path that we will use. And the API key will be, we'll just use Cline, copy that and use it here. And the model we will use as Grok-2. Yep, looks okay. And just put done. And I'm going to basically give the same task once again and then hit enter. I think it's still provisioning. Let's just give it a minute. Now it's ready to use. So I'm going to do retry. And let's see if with Cline it is able to create the project or not. Let's run the command. So my node is, okay, I think the issue is with my node installation. So I'm just going to do a quick node reinstallation. I think that was the issue. Now it's working. So we will now do resume task and I'm going to run the command myself. After reinstalling the node, I tried to reopen the project that I tried to create with Bolt.new, but it's still failing. So it actually failed. So it's not because of my node installation that this project was not working. So just to confirm that, I reran that. But let's continue with this one. So I'll just say, yeah, run the command successfully. So I'll continue with the client once again. Just say run command done. Then it says again done. So now I can see it has started creating the code. Save it. So it's using Prisma. Suppose error. I think it's throwing error because the database URL is not found. So what I can do is come back here and just create a .env here, and let me actually quickly create a Postgres database. So I will just say I would like to use Supabase, my database, save, save. So now I have to update the Supabase URL, which I believe is this one. And the anonymous key is hopefully this one. And we'll just run this command. Let's run this command. Probably done. I don't know why it is in the loop. So I think I can see that it's again now coming back to the PostgreSQL instead of the Supabase, and it is going into that loop. So again, I'm not really convinced with this model as powerful as the Claude AI model, but please let me know if you try this model and if you can make it work to create a real live application. So far, it hasn't actually created anything that is useful in my view, and I have already spent $1 worth of token cost, but it's all free. So please go ahead and test it as you want to test, and let me know if you are able to make it work. So I'm going to end the video right now here, and I'm going to bring more such video in future. So please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and take care, and I'll see you on to the next one. Bye.